Day 3 of 6 at the Austin City Limits Music Festival. We are backstage, and this is Suki Waterhouse. Welcome.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I don't think I am. Okay, good.
Sneeze averted?
Yep, sneeze averted.
All right. So for a long time, you sat on a bunch of music. I mean, we're talking 10, 15 years or more that you were just sitting on a bunch of music.
I did sit on a bunch of music, but I also probably made a lot of stuff that wasn't good and I didn't want to put out. So there's, that kind of gestation period, which is really nice. I feel like, I guess not that many people get to have like a long period of time before they put out their first thing.
Because you had the luxury of other work.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm lucky in that. Yeah, I don't feel like I had like the first album or whatever being like something that I didn't believe in, or So that was like a cool part of it. And I also just got to like live a lot of other life while writing music. So that was it's cool.
On the other hand, there's a lot more eyes on you right out of the gate now because you had done this other work, and they don't know that you were sitting on that stuff. That there was a actual period where this was a thing you were doing but not doing publicly.
Yeah.
So that's the double-edged sword there, I would imagine.
Yeah, I guess so. But like my song, like the song that did the best, I put out like 8 years ago. So like I actually had been putting out music for quite a long time, but people weren't, it was like a smaller amount of people listening to it. So
well, and I suspect that people at the time thought that was a hobby.
I don't know. I think the song just popped. Honestly, it was just TikTok. Like,
Right.
That's what happened. Like 10 seconds of the song blew up, and then suddenly like a song that my label had been telling me to delete that people were never really interested in, like, that kind of stuff. Suddenly it changes, and that's such a cool thing about music, because it's always just like put it out, because actually you don't know when it's going to have its moment, or when people are going to discover it or just see it in a different lens. So it was like a little wave from the past when that song kind of had its moment.
Well, now that these moments come faster and closer together, are there things that surprise you about doing this? Things that
everything.
Everything.
Yeah, the music business is one big surprise.
But have you been able to wrap your head around the growth and the way this thing has progressed? Because when it's happening over a relatively quick period of time, it's hard to process while it's happening, and you usually need a couple of years to do that. Do you have that ability to process some of this?
Oh, I don't know if I process anything. That would mean having some kind of like, I don't know, like introspection that I probably, I don't know. I don't know if I might process, but it is really strange. Like it has been like a really wild year and a half, 2 years of, I guess I can like look back at the last 2 years and be like, oh, I was doing a show like not that long ago that was for 100 people, and then I went right back out. I've done a lot of touring, like, but pretty much been like constantly touring, and kind of stopped doing everything else in the last like 2 years. Like right after I finished Daisy Jones filming that show, it was just like tour, and a little bit before that. So I have definitely watched it go from like 100 people, and then we got to 300 and 500, and did a tour with just like, I did like a 300 cap tour room, and then suddenly, I'm kind of able to jump up and do like 1,000, like 2,000 cap rooms. So it's definitely, I've watched that kind of rise and been really surprised how it can change from kind of month to month. And also the amazing thing about touring is like that I didn't really realize that if you keep going back places, and people have a good time, like they really do like bring more people, and it actually like it grows every single time. It's like,
well, that's the way it's supposed to work organically, as opposed to the TikTok thing. But
right.
But sometimes those things come together.
Yeah.
And in your case, it appears they have. Yeah. Is there some sense of not imposter syndrome, but in the sense that
I have imposter syndrome about everything.
You do? Okay.
Oh, about everything. Yeah. I was talking to my dad about that the other day. Like, I mean, I think people that even go to university or college and study to be like, like proper professionals doing things. Like my dad's a doctor, and he's like, I still feel like an imposter when I'm like cutting someone's head open. So
does it make it any different that you're an actress, that that you're playing other people for a living?
But the creative,
and then, like, is that another layer of
Yeah, for sure. The creative industries make you feel like the biggest imposter because it's kind of this like ephemeral thing, right? That and like the value of what you do is sort of changes and has like a movement to it, and it's sort of completely based off what people sort of think. So yeah, it makes you like all creative people incredibly insecure and very much have imposter syndrome. Like there's no worry about that. Like everyone's dying inside.
Apparently, you got some kind of air fryer thing going.
Oh yeah.
What's that all about? I mean, you're about 3 years late to this.
I know, but it's
maybe even 5 years late.
Do you think so? See, I'd never heard about it before, and suddenly it just really seems to be in the ether. Like it seems like a thing for the girlies right now. Like all the girlies are like, we got an air fryer and it's great and it's.
And is that purely for potatoes?
For me, it's like I'm pretty potato heavy on it, but I'm excited to branch out and try other things.
20 minutes, 400 degrees, shake them
for
at
pretty
10.
much everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much everything. Sometimes an extra minute or two, right at the 3-minute mark, you want to hit it once more. That's pretty much what I know about.
For a little bit extra crisp.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So, she's Suki Waterhouse. You're going to see the AAS? Because Karen O is an influence of yours.
She's a massive influence of mine, so I'm definitely going to watch the AAS. I can't wait.
All right. Both weekends, Suki Waterhouse is here at 3:15 on the Miller Lite stage. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much.
We're going to bring you more interviews and performances from backstage at the Austin City Limits Music Festival, including, in just a little while, Hosier. All of that from here, backstage, in Zilker Park with Austin City Limits Radio.